once again, just talk about winning once again, another regional.
Well, winning never gets old because in our sport, when you win, you're qualifying yourself to the NCAA championships. It was tremendously fun winning the SEC title in Birmingham a few weeks ago, but that did not qualify us to the finals. So we are thrilled to make that journey from Tuscaloosa to Seattle and now back to Birmingham for the NCAA championships.
Do you feel like the traveling are you glad that at least you get a week off because of that traveling? The girls can kind of rest and let their emotions kind of settle in.
I think so. I think that, we were sent the farthest of any team. And, the travel was difficult, but the ladies did a great job. We went out a day early so that we could recover. And, they were a little slow in the practice day, but then they kicked it into gear. I just feel like now that we've returned to Birmingham, I think that they can relax and enjoy this experience because I think there's nothing better than competing for a national championship in the BJCC.
With some of the freshmen or even some of the sophomores, how are you trying to not let them say, oh, we're in the national championship, like not letting it kind of let them be overwhelmed by it?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that they've been prepared all season. We've gone against the best of the best teams. We've defeated the #1 team in the country 2 times. We've competed against the best in the SEC. We've gone against the University of Oklahoma, Nebraska, all the powerhouse teams that, I think they're going to see. So I think they feel very prepared for this competition. But I also feel like, we won the SECs in the BJCC under an intense moment and pressure. And I think if they can take from that and enjoy the experience, I think everything they learned will make us better next Friday night.
When we were there a few weeks ago, we asked all you guys about the advantage of being in the Civic Center. Like you're really familiar with everything. Do you feel like you guys and the SEC have that upper hand on everyone else?
Well, I don't think there's another team in the country that has competed outside the SEC on a podium this year. We've already all been in that venue. So for those 4 teams at that are at the national championship from the Southeastern Conference, I think Commissioner Slive and our administrators put us in a great position to be competitive for a national championship, and I'm very appreciative of that.
And how great would it be even if any SEC team wins, because SEC is the best really at any sport. So now they can keep the tradition even going.
Well, I think the SEC has a great tradition, and Florida breaking in last year. The tough thing for us is that in our session Friday night, of the 6 teams, 4 have won national championships and only 3 can advance. So I think we have our work cut out for us, but I know we're going to be ready, and I just hope that our fans, if they are an Alabama fan or a gymnastics fan, I hope they'll go and buy their tickets because this is going to be one of the most exciting national championships in the history of our sport.
Where were this ranked with all the national championships you've had, of all the times you've been there? Where would this rank, like competition-wise and maybe even difficulty-wise?
I think this is by far the most difficult NCAA championship in terms of the parity of the teams. On any given night, I feel any one of these teams can move forward and advance to win, and you just got to be on that night, and I feel confident our ladies will do that.
And lastly, what do you feel like your girls need to do, like maybe you need to work on from regionals up to now?
We took 2 days off. We traveled one day, took the next day off, and just stretched. And we came in, and they never missed a beat. They are working on the details, the mental toughness, all the things that are going to be important for us to do well in this championship. And I think if we continue to have that mentality, they're going to do fine.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Just look at me.
All right.
I think that was first of all talk about getting right back to Birmingham.
Wait.
I mean, like winning regionals and getting right back to Birmingham national championship.
It's really exciting knowing that nationals are just a week and a half away now. So, and just having being able to get there, just it's only an hour drive away. It's great, and it's going to help us as a team just to not have that time to have to get used to the change in times and the long trip there.
And then you talked about SEC championship. You already were going to be familiar with everything there. So you feel with you guys and then all the rest of the SEC kind of have an advantage going in?
I think getting to compete at SECs, being in the same arena as nationals, definitely will help the SEC teams and will help us as a team immensely. Getting to have just that experience on the equipment, knowing the surroundings, it just makes you a little more comfortable going in there and competing.
And it probably helps out knowing at least, there's 3 other teams you're really, really familiar with. And the kind of the competition you're going up against.
I think our whole preseason has really prepared us for nationals. Every week we are competing against the best teams in the nation. And there's a couple teams we haven't competed against, more on the West Coast because we don't get out there very often. But it's going to be a great competition, and everyone's going to have to be on their game.
What do you feel like you guys might need to improve on, like right now?
I think really every week we've just been improving, but I think the big thing is just to keep focused on what we're doing, to not try and, yeah. I can start that over.
Let's redo that one.
Okay, can you ask it again?
Crap, our pets play. Oh yeah, about the competition.
Okay.
Like, already been familiar with the competition, and then but you said
What
that
we need
there's
to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I think really we just need to focus in the gym this week in order to be prepared for nationals. We've improved every week, but this is the hardest competition of the year, and we're going to have to step it up even more. And I think we're definitely capable of it, but we need to stay in our little Bama bubble and just focus on what we can do ourselves.
And then, lastly, you won it your freshman year. How great is it going to be knowing you're like so close to ending it your senior year with another one?
It's an amazing feeling. We won freshman and sophomore year, and just having it freshman year we won SECs and nationals. I mean, it'd be an awesome ending to our season, and that is definitely a goal that we are looking towards, but we're going to go at it one event at a time, not try and focus on the end result, but go through the process.
All right. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just really proud to be able to be here and get to
Once again, just talk about winning regionals, and you're coming right back to Birmingham.
It was really exciting to win regionals in Seattle. We had a lot of fun there, and I think we had some good team bonding, but, we're really excited to be back in our gym training, these last couple practices before we head to Birmingham, which hopefully will be just like a home meet. We keep saying that it's pretty much our last home meet, so.
And obviously it helps out having, like, just a few weeks ago when you guys were there, it was pretty much like you guys were in Coleman with the crowd. Do you feel you guys might have a little bit of an advantage even with the crowd?
I do think the crowd could give us an advantage because, we compete at our best when we're comfortable with the crowd and, like, having fun, and I think that definitely adds to our excitement and the amount of fun that we are having at the meets.
And do you feel like also another advantage helps out that you guys have been there, seen the mats, seen vaults, everything?
I think that gives the whole SEC an advantage, which is awesome because we like to say that we're competing in the best conference in the United States, and I think that should give hopefully every SEC school that's going to be competing next weekend an advantage.
And then obviously, like you said, like say the SEC is the best. Do you feel like you also want to show, SEC's best at football, basketball, and you guys are known for gymnastics, so how great would it feel, even for any SEC team, just kind of throw it in the country's face?
I think that would be awesome for any SEC school to win. Obviously we want to win, but if not, I would be proud to say that I'm from the SEC if another SEC school won.
Yeah, it probably helps out knowing you've gone up against the best competition in the nation, being the SEC, that it already prepares you for the national championship.
It really does prepare us. That's why our coaches set such a hard schedule so that when we get to postseason, we'll know what we're up against, we'll know where we stand, and, we're right up there competing with the best of them.
And it seems like when you compete, like, you almost are flawless, especially on the vault. But what do you feel like you might need to still work on?
I think I just need to work on reining in like the emotion for next weekend because it will be my last college gymnastics meet, and I think that could potentially be one of my downfalls, but it won't because of course I'm practicing doing exactly what I do in competition in practice, and I think that's like a huge part of competition. You just have to compete how you practice.
Just talking about it being your last, I asked him, how great of a feeling would it be knowing you start your career getting a ring and then you could end it getting a ring?
It's an awesome feeling to know that we've been part of that tradition, won 2 championships in a row for the first time for the Alabama program, and it would be a great fairy tale ending if we won again.
All right, that's it.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
No, just look at me.
Okay.
It's like that's not even there. First of all, let's talk about winning regionals, getting right back to Birmingham.
Yeah, the goal when we went to Seattle was to place in the top 2 just to get back to Birmingham, and I think we did a great job.
I asked Kim, was like, you guys talked about the SEC championship. We kept asking you, you guys are going to be familiar, like how great is it going to be so familiar with the atmosphere, with the mats and everything. Do you feel you guys have the advantage along with the other 3 SEC teams?
I think it's definitely an advantage for the SEC teams. We had this same advantage my freshman year in Georgia by competing in the same arena, same mats, same podium, and none of the other conferences get the opportunity to compete on a podium. So I definitely think that gives the SEC an upper hand.
I guess, in a way, you feel like that SEC, all you guys probably have an upper hand because the more you're familiar with each other, you already know the majority of your competition, too.
Right. The SEC is a really competitive conference, and I think we definitely thrive on each other's greatness, and I think it definitely helps us reach our full potential.
And what do you feel like you guys might need, like you or even and the team, need to maybe work on before next weekend?
Yeah, we had some mistakes at regionals, but I think we are just going to work on, the sticks, the handstands, and then we had some uncharacteristic mistakes as well. So we're expecting those not to happen again at nationals.
And then, obviously, getting back to Birmingham, you're going to have a hometown crowd. You saw how it was, a few weeks ago. Obviously, that's going to help motivate you even more, when you're there.
Yeah, just having all those people cheering for Alabama, it really makes it feel like we're in Coleman Coliseum, just up on a podium is the only difference. And I think that definitely gets us in our comfort zone and helps us thrive.
All right. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks. Like this now. Right, first of all, let's talk about winning regionals and getting right back to Birmingham.
Oh, it was amazing. Just winning regionals, especially for the freshmen, our first regionals, it couldn't have gone any better. So exciting, and just the atmosphere was amazing. And coming back to Birmingham, we're just getting ready for nationals, and we're just confident.
And obviously, you came here to win national championships. How great would it be your first year, you already got a ring?
It would be pretty exciting to win our national championship, and my first being here, coming in early, and just winning would just not even only be amazing, but just like a huge accomplishment for the team.
And it probably obviously it's going to help out that you guys and 3 other SEC teams have been to Birmingham. You've seen the floors, the mat, you've seen everything. Do you feel you guys and the other 3 have an advantage?
I think we have a little bit of advantage seeing the equipment already and kind of knowing how it is going to be in the atmosphere. But it's just going to come down to that day and that night and how everyone competes.
And all the other girls have been saying pretty much to me like you're right back at Coleman with the crowd. Do you feel even maybe you guys have a little bit more of an advantage than anyone else?
Maybe with it being in Alabama, Birmingham, But it's just going to be so much fun either way with the crowd or either not. It's just going to be awesome. I can't wait.
You know, how big of an, or not big of an advantage, sorry, stupid. What do you feel like you need to work on, or even the team needs to work on?
Our team just definitely has to focus on just staying calm because we compete our best when we're having fun. And so when we just stay confident and calm and we're in our Bama bubble the whole time, that's when we do our best.
And do you feel, like your emotions are going to be a little too high, like it's going to be, especially as a freshman, like, you feel like your emotions are going to be too high, like you're going to need to level them out?
Yeah, my emotions are probably going to be a little high, so definitely the upperclassmen help us with that and have been helping us with that in practice, so that's going to help a lot.